Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my November favorites video. So lots happened in November, got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to waste any time, let's go ahead and get started. So my favorite song this month is From Time by Drake. Let me tell you a bit, about how I actually got into the song. I actually got Drake's new album, Nothing Was the Same, back in September when he released it. But I didn't really get a chance to, fully listen to every single song. I'd just be, maybe I'd listen to a track or two while I had my iPod in shuffle. So yeah, I hadn't really heard the entire thing. And then, one day, I was just, sitting down and, I had my iPod with me and I was just, going through different tracks and I thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, that new album by Drake, I didn't really listen to the entire thing yet. I only heard certain songs and, it was really good and I wanted to, hear the entire thing. So, yeah, so I started listening to the entire album and I got to From Time, which is around the middle of the album. It's right before Hold On We're Going Home, and for my first reaction was, man, this thing, what is this song? And then I checked the, because I wasn't really looking at my iPod while I was listening to it. I just had it on my table. So yeah, so I was like, what is the song? And then I checked it and I was like, yeah, this is really cool. Just the way it grabs you, because right before there's another rap song in which Drake's rapping, and then all of a sudden that song just ends, and as soon as that one ends, this one just starts like that, with the piano and the subtle bass in the background, and then G and Aiko start singing, and then it's really slow and kind of sexy, and it just really caught me, just like that, as soon as I first heard it. And then I really like how there's there's different parts on the song. Obviously there's G and Aiko's verse, and then there's Drake's first verse, and then there's the chorus, and then there's Drake again, and I found it's a really well balanced song that's kind of between hip hop and R&B, and it's a really nice song. Driving around at night, or at the gym working out or whatever, it's a really cool track. So you guys probably already heard that song, probably even way before I did, but just in case you didn't, you should go check it out. This song is just it's amazing. So my favorite album of the month is Stars Dance by Selena Gomez. At this point, this album's maybe 5.5-ish months old, but it doesn't really matter. A lot of people don't really like it because it's it sounds too over processed and electric, and there's too much autotune. But I guess it really depends what the artist is going for. And this one, Selena wasn't really going for something really acoustic and instrumental and melodic. It was more just creating a fun dance kind of album. Yeah, going along with that, it's a really fun album, and just to listen to the different kind of beats and the different effects and everything, it just makes for a really nice, really good product. So yeah, so I was just one day I was just sitting down and I was going through concert footage because I went to go see Selena back in the summer. So yeah, I was just going through that, watching videos, looking at, photos and stuff. And then, I just, started listening to it again. And then, yeah, it kind of all started coming back. And then I just, I'd kind of have to force myself not to listen to it just because, it's kind of, the tracks are really kind of, addicting, and they're really catchy. My favorite artist of the month is Drake. As I just said, previously, my favorite song of the month was From Time. And I just, now that I've actually listened to the entire album, I can see that there's a lot of work like put into it, and just you can kind of tell it's one of those albums where he actually like took time to make, and it's not something that's just rushed. Everything's done properly. And alongside that, I also watched a couple of interviews of Drake, and yeah, and just like listening to the album and like seeing everything that like all that he's actually accomplished with that new album, and where he is now. It's really inspiring, and I got like mad respect for him. My favorite book of the month is one that I'm actually reading right now. It's called Raven by Susie Turner. It's actually quite an interesting book. Like, I know what you're all gonna say. I like that I haven't really finished it all yet, but still, like, even I'd say I'm about like halfway through. But yeah, like even that much, it's still, like even like from that, like I can still say that, it's a really good book. Basically, it's about this girl named Lily who lives in this quote unquote closed environment. Like, it's not actually closed. Like, she's not actually like living in an isolated location or anything. But like what I mean is, her parents kind of, like restrict her, and like, like she eats like, they eat like the same meal every single day. She goes to school, and then on her way back, like her parents are watching her, always keeping an eye on her. She really doesn't have any friends. She doesn't know any of her relatives or anything. She's basically just like kind of isolated from everyone else, which is kind of ironic because she lives in London. So yeah. So yeah, and then just like, one day she's coming back from school, and then she comes home and, finds out that her parents just disappeared, and she looks everywhere, she can't really find them, and then, she ends up moving, to Vancouver, Canada, with her uncle, and then like she meets a lot of like other people there, and, just out of all the books, I've read, I'd say this is probably like the most interesting and unique kind of like concept, like the whole like story so far. So yeah, I definitely encourage, you guys to, see, like, give it a try. You can grab it on iBooks, it's available to download for free. So yeah, you should go check that out. So my favorite movie of the month is, this is actually going to seem a bit out of the blue and kind of random, but it's Just My Luck, starring Lindsay Lohan. Yeah, like, I basically, I was just going over my list of movies to watch, and, I kind of like stumbled upon Herbie Fully Loaded, which also stars Lindsay, and then I kind of like went over and watched a lot of her older movies, some movies that she's done, and yeah, I really like this one because I just find it's the whole story, it's kind of cute, like how she meets this guy, and then they kind of like swap luck, and then and then start falling for each other, and then it's cute, it's really funny, and just, yeah, like, what can I say, like, Lindsay, like, she's an amazing actress, she's really talented, she's really pretty, so, yeah, I really like that one. Like, I found, like, even after, like, watching it, I felt like, I was, like, constantly went back and kind of, like, rewatched certain, like, clips and certain parts of the movie. I really enjoyed it. My favorite TV show of the month is Vampire Diaries. Obviously, now, as you all know, like, season 5 started, and yeah, like, ever since I started watching the series, I was always like, hooked. Like, each episode ended, with kind of like a cliffhanger, and I just wanted to, watch the next episode and just like keep on watching. And it's kind of like, obviously, I did that because it's all available on like Netflix now. So yeah, like season 5 started, and after that, gap I had, between, end of season 4 and like waiting for season 5 to start, now like season 5 started, and I'm kind of just hooked again, on it. Like it's really addicting, really fun to watch. The story is kind of unpredictable, I'd say, at this point. A lot of stuff happening kind of out of the blue. But I mean, hey, I guess it's better than, something that's totally predictable. My favorite video game of the month of November is Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, this came out in September, and like, I'm still playing it. I'm still pretty much hooked. I mean, that map is just, it's enormous, and it's so cool. Like, it really feels realistic. And I love Los Angeles, so it's, for me, it's really fun to play. The only other game that I played that was actually based in LA was Midnight Club Los Angeles. And since this is also by Rockstar, I found that like going along, there are certain parts of the city that kind of resembled, the map kind of resembled to Midnight Club LA. But
it's just like, it's enormous, and just like, the details of like, like even like the like small things like cracks in the road, and like when it's sunny in the game, like it really like draws you in, and you kind of feel like you're actually in the game. That's how realistic it is. And
now that you can play, like, you can do different activities and stuff. You can play like tennis, and just like there's like the cable car, and then there's just like so many so many things to do in the game. A lot of different vehicles, even like I've been playing this game since it came out, and at this point there's still like so many different like vehicles. Almost like each time I play, there's like a new like sports car or something that I still discover. And just like like the different like missions and all, like I'm still playing those. I mean, yeah, like I obviously didn't really beat the game yet, and maybe someone who's already finished the game will, might disagree, and maybe has already moved on to like Call of Duty Ghosts or something else. But I mean, I'm kind of like taking it slow. I'm still playing this game. Like for me, like especially on like a game like this, like as soon as I watched the trailer, I think it was last year. Yeah, like I really couldn't wait to get my hands on this game. So it's a game that I'm really taking my time with. Like for me, like when I play, it's not just about the missions and just just trying to beat the game. It's actually more about like the experience, like like when you're driving around in the city or like walking around, I really feel immersed and kind of feel like I'm there. So my favorite clothing item this month would have to be these beige slim fit pants. Yeah, like I got these in either August or September, and the month of November here like in Canada, it starts to get cold and all. So yeah, like these I found, they're kind of just like easy to throw on, and then just like and just like go then. So yeah, like I really like these ones because some other pair of pants that I own, they are like slim fit, but then they're also, for being like slim fit pants, I mean those pants are like really like tight and all, but like these ones, they're slim fit, but then when you put them on, really feel comfortable. Like I can like stretch and everything. I don't have to worry about them like like tearing or anything. So they're really comfortable, and just like they're probably one of my like, you know, favorite pair of pants that I own. So yeah, like I wore these a lot. Last but not least, my favorite food or snack of the month are these Dad's chocolate chip cookies. You know, I kind of have like a newfound love with these. Like, I haven't really had these cookies in quite a while, and you know, I just like, I got them. I think I got this pack like maybe, you know, 2 weeks ago or something, and I just like, I'm kind of hooked. Like, once I start eating them, I mean, I just can't stop, and I was just like going, you know, in the cupboard and like grabbing like, you know, like a cookie or two, and they're so good. So yeah, like these. Well guys, thanks for tuning in to my November favorites video. If you like what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and follow me on all my social media sites. I'll have all the links down in the description. And yeah, just like stay tuned, because I've got a lot of, you know, new stuff coming up. Monthly favorites, I'm gonna be doing them every month from now. So yeah, there's gonna be that and a lot of other things to come. So stay tuned, and yeah, till next time, peace.